Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Friday, man. We are back for another beautiful Friday. How we doing? Chef, what's the special of the day? Yeah, what is the special of the day? Morning, guys. Happy Friday. Welcome back. It is, yeah, it's cold here today. It's a little chilly. Sure is. It's a little bit chilly. It's what is it today? I love it though, man. This is what I live for. Oh man, it's really 38 degrees outside today. Shit. 38 degrees. Yeah, that's chilly. Some lamb racks. All right. Yeah, afternoon pullback, Rob. Very nice for the gap fill later day. We got it. We finally got it. It only took all day, but right to our key spots, right for our gap fill area. So, yeah, played out nicely yesterday. You had to be around later day, but hey, if you were sticking around, nice opportunity for sure. Very, very nice. Fast Money Friday. Welcome back, guys. 2 degrees in London. Damn. Market close Monday? Market close Monday, is it? Oh, it is. Oh, wow. Oh, I did not even know that. For MLK. Oh, shit. All right. We got ourselves a 3-day weekend. Let's go. That's beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. That is fantastic. All right. Well, last day before the 3-day weekend. Mark, appreciate that, man. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate that, Mark. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's as a trader, I don't know about you guys, but as a trader, I mean, I missed this one, but I always plan holidays or I always plan vacations around these market closure days. So next one is Washington's birthday, February 16th. So the next one is February 16th. So I actually already booked it yesterday for a little trip that weekend. Then we got Good Friday. This is actually my mother's birthday, so that's perfect. Memorial Day. I've got to plan something around there. Juneteenth. Independence Day. That's obviously 4th of July. Labor Day. Thanksgiving. And then, of course, Christmas. Christmas this week, or this year, ends on a Friday. Okay. So that means that the market likely closes early on the 24th. Yep. Okay. So this year we're going to have Thursday half day, Friday off into the weekend, which is fantastic. So that's nice. You share the same birthday? Hey, very nice. I'll make sure to let her know. I'll let her know we got some people in the live stream with the same birthday. All right, so next thing I want to do today, guys, is show you guys how we're doing so far this month. This is my month P&L so far. So right now we're up around 11,800, 10,500, not including the equities or all assets. I'm down slightly unrealized on a few equities, but looking good this morning, so we'll see. But so far, 5-figure month. We've taken 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 trades, and we've made $11K. So really nice. Trade less, make more has been accurate so far. I'm happy about it. That's my goal. My goal is to be able to count how many positions I have on my interactive brokers, because before I couldn't count them. The list was as long as it goes. So far so good. So far so good. I feel good. I feel more confident than I was the last few months. So just staying locked in and seeing if we can close out this month strong. We're about halfway through. I'm very pleased with, the 10 to 20, $10 to $30,000 months are great. That's awesome. That's beautiful. I'll take that all day as I sort of warm up to maybe getting back into some size. But stacking up some of these $10,000 months is great. So far so good. So far so good. All right, let's get started. Sarah, appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you for joining the Coffee Fund. I actually am signing a agreement today for the Coffee Fund. The Insiders Coffee Co. We have an operating agreement that is going, that we are signing today, me and my partner for this. So, yeah, exciting stuff. We're getting there, man. The money's not going to waste. Trust me. I'm definitely going to do something because everyone in the Coffee Fund, I can private message on YouTube. So we'll definitely do something for you guys. I know it's not that exciting. It's just coffee, but hey, just a gesture of my appreciation. Okay, let's get started. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and here we go. Nothing on the economic calendar today. 9:15 capacity utilization rates, industrial production, 10 a.m. housing market index, and then the rest of the day just some FOMC members. So really not that focused on the economic calendar today. Not too much on the earnings calendar either. So we got a sort of a free day to watch the technicals and see what we are going to be looking for. So let's just jump right into the NASDAQ futures. So yesterday we opened the day. We knew that there was a gap to fill below, right? We came into the day saying, man, what a ridiculous gap up. This is gapped up 1%. We're definitely going to want to look to see for a gap fill. There was two spots, right? We said there's either two spots to look for the long. And it was really, really quite beautiful yesterday. Our first spot was the Tuesday low at 25.8. And our next spot was the gap fill at 25.650, right? These were our two pullback long trade ideas coming into yesterday's trading day. So early morning, we get the fade of our perfect supply level. That was beautiful. This has not been changed since yesterday. We fade that supply level perfectly. We move lower into 25.8, which does create a short-term opportunity to the upside, back into that supply high again. So not bad. Not a bad intraday trading day, intraday trading opportunity. Now, we push higher, we fail to break to new highs, and pretty much all afternoon we're just failing to get through the supply, which eventually leads to the gap fill move, right? Beautiful. Great end of day downside, beautiful price action, nice and fluid, breaking under the intraday low, and then just flowing right back down to our target, which was the 25.650 and the daily 20 SMA. So the levels yesterday were fantastic. I remember yesterday on our live stream, we were talking about on the S&P 500 how nice it would be to look for a pullback and then a long back at this area here, right? Perfect. It happened perfectly. So now the question is, does this hold, right? That's the question. So here's another interesting thing today, guys. Well, you have gapped up, you have filled that gap partially, and now you have gapped up again. So you are looking at a lot of gaps here on the futures contracts, which is just sort of sloppy, man. Like, look at this. So here's your NASDAQ futures, not including after hours. So you have gap up, gap fill, and now you're trading at 814, which is like right around here. So here's going to be another gap on the chart right here. So you gapped up, you moved lower, you gapped up. Now what happens? So a lot of question marks, right? Inside of all of this nonsense, inside of a sideways consolidation channel, right? All of this back and forth, gap up, gap down, straight up, straight down, all of it happening while on the macro picture, we haven't gone anywhere, right? So does any of this really mean anything for more than an hour, 2 hours, or even more than 5 minutes of a scalp long or scalp short? No, none of this means nothing. It's all pointless. It's just all sideways. So you gap down, right? You gap up yesterday. Does it mean anything? No. You pull back yesterday afternoon. Does it mean anything? No. You gap up this morning. Does it mean anything? Absolutely not. All right. So all of this, making you try to create like some kind of bigger picture macro bias, there's no reason to do it. It's simply just sideways, and we just have to trade it on a daily basis until we actually find some type of real trend. So don't let this action make you get super bullish. Don't make it get you, super bearish. It's pretty much all meaningless. The only thing that the underlying move that's happening while the NASDAQ moves sideways is just an absolute rip on some semiconductor stocks and some individual equities like the memory names, WDC, SanDisk, absolutely incredible. MU's just been nuts. TSM's been nuts. So you have an underlying move that's very strong, the semiconductors, but it's starting to get, it's starting to get away, right? It's expanding itself quite aggressively. So that's something we will have to remember as all of this goes on. Pure Fitness. This is Abel. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? It will rip your socks off. Appreciate that, Abel. Thanks, man. As always, Abel. Genuine guy right there. Okay. NASDAQ futures. So today, all about, do we hold this 25,809 down to like right around this Wednesday high, Wednesday rejection point, 25,779. I have it at 779 because of, where is that high? Right here. I'm watching this little high right here. I just have that as my zone, 25,780 to 25,809. That's my zone for now. You have previous rejections. You have previous rejections. You have rejections, holds, rejections, and holds from yesterday intraday. Does it hold again? Right? That's the question. That is the question of the day. That's basically right here, right, from Tuesday, and it is right here from yesterday. And you can see that perfectly rejected late day. What a beautiful break and retest rejection yesterday. That's just, if you were sticking around for yesterday afternoon, this is probably one of the cleanest trades of the day, right at 235. So break and retest of the intraday lows, quite perfect. That probably resulted in, I'm going to say, at least 100% on SPX contracts. So beautiful there. And then look at where you're sitting at today. You're sitting right at that level. So such a major spot here today. Again, do you hold this demand? Do you fail back below it? That is going to be the question. The last thing I will say is you did not fully gap fill yesterday. You did not fully gap fill. Full gap fill, 25,635. You came down to 25,675. So you're about 40 points away from the gap fill still. So does the NASDAQ need that 40 points? That would be so particular, but maybe it is what it needs. So yeah, that's that. S&P 500. Yesterday, we were watching the lows from Tuesday around the 83 to 76 spot. So right here, we were watching this demand level. Here's your lows from Tuesday. Here's the highs that happened on Wednesday. And you can see right there, we pulled back down into it, right? Perfect, right? That's just exactly the spot we were watching. Are we going to create a higher low at the Tuesday low, right? Tuesday low, Wednesday high, squeeze breakout. Where's the retest? The retest is at Tuesday's lows. We came down, retested it. For now, holding it. But the question is, does it hold intraday? All right. Does it hold here intraday and bounce, and we start to create a new low here, which would be quite beautiful? Or do we have to fail lower and fully gap fill, right? That's also very, very possible, guys. So make sure you keep that in mind. You did not fully gap fill yesterday, down to 69.64, and you still have a beautiful daily 20 SMA sitting down here at a very nice 69.50 level, which really could be quite the target for some pullbacks towards, and also for some beautiful aggressive longs off that pullback spot. So just keep that in mind. If you break this 69.76 previous day low, not all is lost. It's not like we are now in a bear market. There is plenty of demand still below to be paying attention to. And the last thing I'll say, just to keep it in our minds, right? I don't want us to get lost in the sauce here. The last thing I will keep in your mind is the fact that you still have a gap below 69.13 on ES. Okay? So this level has done an incredible job to hold tight, but there is still a gap down here. So just be cautious. But most bullish thing of the day, right? And I think you look relatively bullish right now for me, but hey, intraday could change a lot of things. Most bullish thing for me would be this hold. Okay, this keeps you very bullish. You break this, things get a little bit slippery intraday. Okay, let's move on. SPY, perfect holds. Tuesday lows right here. Tuesday's lows, yesterday's lows. Right in this area is your pullback long spot. That's your previous day close on SPY. That is your gap fill. So you didn't quite gap fill on the SPY. You got pretty damn close. Do you need to come back down to it once again? Do you need to double bottom here? That's very possible. Maybe we come back down, grab these lows, grab that previous day close, and then look for the upside move. I think that is very possible. Inside of this range on SPY, very much unknown for me. It's just super unknown. Yeah. I mean, to me, you want to trade SPY off of PDL or PDC, right? Or, I'm sorry, Wednesday's close or previous day lows. Or you want to look to maybe fade it up at the 695, 695.50. You want to have a trade that's based off of either this spot or this spot. I really don't think you want to set up a trade based off something in the center of this zone. But for now, it could be that ES, right? You do have that ES spot, which is something that could facilitate a move, and you do have that NASDAQ Tuesday low that could facilitate a move as well. So you're watching all of those. QQQ, Tuesday lows right here. Where's the Tuesday's lows on SPY? It's just so much lower. Yeah, it's like down here. You do have like a low, like maybe a little bit higher at 692, but it's sort of down at like 691.50. QQQ, you can see we're sitting right above that spot. Look at Tuesday's lows. Look at Wednesday's highs. Look at yesterday's lows before we break and retest below it. And then look at how you're sitting above it today. All right, so it's very clear what's the key spot today, right, guys? I mean, it's abundantly clear. And so your job today is to trade correctly off of that spot. Yesterday, there was 2 trades off of that spot, right? I mean, pretty damn perfect. If you're just trading off key spots, how many trades were yesterday? There was 2 trades yesterday on the QQQ. The first trade was an attempt of maybe a pullback long at the key demand, right? The second trade was a break and retest below it, right? Those are your 2 A-plus trades off of an A-plus level. Right here and right here. Everything else, noise, 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 right? Here, 1, 2. So today, let's try to do that, right? Try to, say, hey, I'm going to trade off this level, and I'm going to look for either a long here or a short below it, and that will be my trade of the day. Off of a very key level. Okay. 623.70, 623.50. Tuesday's lows, Wednesday's highs, yesterday's intraday low, break and retest rejection below it. Bam, right there. That's your spot. Upside supply, 627.27. That's yesterday's high, 629.21. Okay. Do you need the fully gap fill? If so, if you break and retest reject underneath this low from yesterday, the 23 or 623.70, if you get that to start to reject, you likely look for maybe that market to need to fully gap fill back to 619.55. If I go here, you can see on the equity side that we did not fully gap fill yesterday. We got very close, and it could be enough, right? It very well could be enough, but your full gap fills down here. You got here. There's still a little bit left. I don't know if that's, hey, market can be that particular. It's very possible. It might need to still fill in this little area that has not filled. So make sure you pay attention to that. Make sure you're just aware of it. Okay. Let's move forward. SMH, ridiculous, man. Ridiculous break and retest, all in the after hours. I mean, to take this trade, this one I got to say is is one that I just, I don't know if I would have taken this, because let me break this down, right? So you have your breakout on SMH, you have your pullback, right? And your pullback comes right back to this high, which is absolutely perfect in the end of the day. I mean, it's ridiculous how perfect this is. Straight down into end of day, right into 396, right into this perfect high, and then you gap up from that point, $8 a share, which is just insane. I mean, it's nuts. What a perfect hold of that high, and then just a straight up push off that level. Now, here's why, man, this one would have been tough to take. Well, first of all, you would have had to long it at end of day on a downside, basically panic drop. And on top of that, when I'm looking at this chart on the daily, right, am I going to long this retest when I'm looking at this massive gap below and the possibility of some kind of overnight gap down to fill this gap? To be realistic here, right, and I like to be realistic with expectations, I don't know if I would have ever taken this trade with all those things considered, right? Very weak close. It is into the key demand. It is into the key retest, which is so beautiful. But also, on top of that, having the massive gap below that, I mean, when you look at it right here, you're probably saying to yourself, yep, here we go, right? Gap down, gap's getting filled. This could be incredible. And what does it do? Bam, straight back off that high. So pretty nutty hold on the SMH. Starting to feel a little bit like it's getting frothy to me. But that's just a gut feeling, and I don't want to trade off gut feelings. I need to trade off of the technical analysis. It's getting a little bit extended, right? I mean, it's very far past its daily 20, okay? It's very far past its daily 50. I mean, look at this thing. We are now about 8% past the daily 20. We are now about 11% past the daily 50. It's not often that the SMH extends that much without pulling back to it, right? I mean, look at the daily 20, daily 50 in the past. Every extension, it pulls back, right? It will pull back to that daily 20. And so you need to ask yourself, do I want to be long the SMH 8% above the daily 20, which I know at some point will pull back, all right? Hey, it's been great, and I got no complaints if you are longing the semis here. It's been nice. It's been holding. There's key spots. But just know that at some point, this gap is definitely going to fill, and you just got to be careful, okay? Don't be caught with your pants down. That's all I'm saying. 403, big high, pullback. I think I desire a pullback to 390, guys. If I was to be honest, I think that's the right pullback right here to 390. I think that's where you relook for this long. I think that would be a great cool off, a great gap fill, and a great confident spot to re-long the SMH rather than longing it into 403 double top highs with a massive gap below. That just sort of sits a little bit uneasy with me. But hey, you do you, right? IWM, incredible strength. Again, IWM is on an incredible uptrend. I mean, look at this just systematic uptrend that we're in. It's beautiful. Small caps are very strong. Lower interest rate environments, right? Potential for lower interest rate growth for these names. That's why the IWM goes up in these environments. Beautiful pullback long potential today. I love this spot. 263, 264. Look for the retest of Tuesday's highs, retest of yesterday's pre-market highs, retest of Wednesday's highs, break, retest, long. That's what I would look for. Back to the channel, right? The low of the channel. This is a really nice spot to be looking for today. 263.50, 264. Love that. IBIT. Creating the same flagging move that we got previously, right? Look at the flagging move on IBIT right here. Look at the flagging move on IBIT right back into here. This is very similar. I would be paying attention to the crypto names off this level on IBIT. Can it curl and move higher? GC and silver, before I'm going to ask you to press the like button, you might as well do it now. Gold, gap below. I would be paying attention to that today. GLD. If the GLD goes below 419.48, you do have a very big gap below. This is possibly a little bit of a little trappy spot right here. I could foresee a little trappy spot right here, right? Because A lot of people are going to go short under 419.48, but technically you'd be shorting into this high right here, which is 418.45. So maybe, just maybe, you say, I'm going to wait for a break of 418.45. That might be nice, right? Right here, right here. So maybe under 418.45. If you get that, still plenty of juice, plenty of meat on the table to get a gap fill short. So something I'd be watching, all right? Something I'd be watching. Silver breaking down under 89 this morning. It's going to go to 86. Under 86, it's going to go to 82, 83. Okay. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. 1 second. This is a great time for you to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, I like the, let's see if the metals start to fade today. Let's see. All right, let's get into some equities. Tesla, really not interested on Tesla lately. I mean, like we've talked about in the past, right, guys? Tesla is a stock that you trade when it's on a move, right? Tesla is a stock when you trade when it's got the devil in its eyes and everyone's sort of talking about it. It's making an absolute hell of a move, right? This right here. When it starts to consolidate, it's an absolute money grab, man. Don't do it. I mean, I've seen enough Tesla over my years to know that it's the only time, and it's just this is from experience, okay? The only time I've ever made money on Tesla consistently is when it's in one of those Tesla moves where you're like, holy shit, Tesla's pumping $20 a day, $15 a day. This thing is absolutely tearing, right? That's when everyone makes money on Tesla. When it's not doing that, it is probably the most difficult stock to trade on the market. So, again, moving on, right? Just not interested. Leaving it alone until something truly happens. I need something to actually happen on this stock. NVIDIA, 186, 187, lows, highs. You do have a chance today on NVIDIA to create a higher low, and this would be very nice. You do have a chance to create this higher low on NVIDIA today. If you do, this actually could be a nice trade towards this 191. This could be something to watch today. AMD, absolutely sick sort of pop and fade yesterday. What a end of day. I don't know what hit AMD end of day yesterday, guys, but it was some crazy systematic selling. I mean, it was just relentless selling. Way too fast, straight up yesterday. I caught no piece of this. I can't catch stocks that go like this in the first 2 minutes. I just can't do it. So, you know, and the truth of the matter is when you get those 2 minute candles that go straight up like 5 points, this is typically the back half of the move, right? And so that's why I typically don't go for it, because I know that this is going to happen at some point, right? So you got it early on, and what a beautiful fade underneath those lows yesterday, or these highs that we're trying to hold all day. If someone caught that, man, oh man, is that a beauty. Anyways, today, I just don't really feel comfortable with how quickly these jolts of pops, these jolts of upside are. I want this thing to just sort of slow down a little bit. I'd love a pullback to this 225. Give me a little bit of consolidation here, a little bit of a, structure building. Build me a nice low above these highs, right? Give me a little something like this, little pullback. Maybe try to establish a long down here for this to channel and move higher. I just don't feel like chasing this thing into these highs. So, yeah, AMD 225, 224. If it's not there, then see you later. MU. Now, this one is next level. I mean, it's next level stuff here on MU. We had this zone yesterday, 337, 338. Look at the pullback to it. Again, this was one that was very difficult to trust, right? Look at, you got, again, putting this into perspective, look at how you would have had to be long MU overnight off this level. So if you guys were part of the group in the live trading yesterday, you probably remember us being milliseconds away from taking this long early morning, which went straight up off our key level. But then end of day, you sort of get this sell-off basically under this key demand level, and then just nutty. So, yeah, crazy overnight move again on MU. I hope to see this give us a nice... It's somewhere in this zone. I know this is a big, fat green zone here, but I think anywhere between the 346.60 and this 351 spot, if you can dip into this and rip out of it, that is where you want to see a long, right? That's exactly what you want to see. Dip into here, pull back to these highs, build a nice, demand in this zone, and then rip off of it, right? That's beautiful. See, that's the kind of energy I need. Oscar Pena. Love it. Appreciate that, Oscar. You tell him, man. Tell him. Thanks, Oscar. MU, very nice. 346, 351. Keep an eye on it. What else? Broadcom, nothing. Not really interested. Let's just go to my TA here. ASML, I have no words. It's absolutely gone. What a sick stock. ASML, GG's. That's just a GG's right there. I got nothing else for you. WDC. Interested. Would like to see it try to hold. I mean, it's possible that it maybe tries to hold these previous highs here. It's okay. This hold yesterday was pretty crazy. These highs, these lows. So I really like this area, 217, 221. This is a fantastic area right in here, right, for a pullback long. 230.50 is this high. You might be able to hold that today, but I do like this a lot more. 217 to 221. It's a great spot. SNDK, it did it, man. It did it. It just, I mean, here we go again, right? Like, God, it's every time. But there is one caveat to that, though, right? And I even said it myself, and I need to do better at trusting myself. So we've talked about this in the past, right? Almost every day on this live stream. There's days where you consolidate, and then there's days where you explode, right? And if you're looking to get into a stock that is like SNDK, you must find the confidence to long it when it's consolidating, right? That's when you need to find the confidence to say, hey, this is consolidating, it's holding a key level, and I'm going to trust that it holds that like it has been, and I'm going to wait for the next expansion move, right? And so there we go again, right? I mean, it's pretty damn perfect. You have 2 days of consolidation. You have 2 days of holding the key demand. And technically, and I'm at fault of this too, right? Technically, I missed out on, positioning myself into a long as it was consolidating on those key demands, right? And, those that did get to watch this and just wake up very happy, right? Because I'm telling you, man, it's too difficult to try to catch these moves when they're absolutely going vertically higher, right? Tell me how you're catching this move yesterday. 1 minute candle from 398 to 417. That is a 19.1 minute candle, right? There's just no one in the world that can tell me that this is a good thing to buy right here. So, this is just that same mindset that if you want a long SNDK, you have to build the confidence to be long when it's consolidating, right? Find the spot that you're going to trust, and then just sit nice and comfy and wait and enjoy those expansion moves when you're already in them. They're at consolidation, right? That's the only way, right? That's the only way. You're not going to be able, and if you are trying to catch 19-minute, 1-minute candles, you are going to get obliterated, right? Let me say that as well, right? With some aggression. If your game plan is to chase 19-minute, 1-minute candles, 19.1-minute candles, you are in for a sure obliteration, right? It's just going to happen. So next trade would be to consolidate above 420, 423, right? That's the next trade. So if SNDK can start to consolidate right here over the next few days, then we need to consider whether this is another long for another expansion move, right? And that's the only way we're going to catch it. Okay? It's tough, right? Because she's an aggressive one, but ASTS, congratulations to the ASTS boys. Congratulations to the satellite boys. 92.50, beautiful high, beautiful high. What a sick hold yesterday. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at this hold from yesterday's morning. Right at that spot. Just insane. What a beautiful move. Right off these highs. And today, there's only one entry point, right? It's right here. 101.70 to 99. Pullback, long, that's the spot. The same way it pulled back in long here is the same thing it's going to do here over time. So that's your entry point. MBIS, very interesting look here for me on MBIS. I like this little 4-hour consolidation and 4-hour flag that's being built, hoping to see it hold above this 103.84, 104.50 spot. You're trying to build above that right here. These highs. On the daily chart, it looks like a potential hold of this daily 100 SMA, which I'm very interested in right here. Sort of holding this daily 100, sort of flagging right here after this big move. Looking for a hold over these daily highs to try to get a move towards this 118, 117 area. I think it's very possible to trade through this sort of straight down area. So we'll see if it can hold tight today. If we look at this on the 30-minute, we can see holds here from Tuesday. We can see holds here from Monday. We can see a nice hold here yesterday, 103.84, 104.50, and I want to see that maintain again today. Some of these highs are looking a little bit heavy, right? This 108.68 high getting a little bit heavy up here, so it might be tough to break through those highs. But for now, I think as long as you're above that daily 100 and as long as you're above this 104 area, I quite like this to continue. So keep an eyes on it today. Would like to maybe even get more aggressive on this position, but so far it's forming. It's forming. Not sure it's going to send it yet, but it's forming for me. Looking for this low to hold. Let's see if it does it. MP, it's been a little bit tough to get the continuation, but still, consolidating well. Here's your 66 spot that held again yesterday. Let's see. 65, 66. Looking for MP to continue. Looking for rare earth to stay strong. We'll see if it can maintain these highs. Here on the 4-hour chart, you're looking at some previous highs right here. Would love to see that turn into lows. But, yeah, we got to see some follow-through. Google, nice levels. You guys can see right here. Here's your highs. Here's your lows. Very clear levels. You guys know what to do with that. CRWV, you have a gap to fill above on CRWV that I'm pretty interested in. There's a gap right here between 98 and 102.78. There's a gap here on the daily chart. I think it is possible to fill that gap. How do you fill that gap? You need to get over 98. Right now, it is rejecting 98. So if you can get above 98, I think you can go to that 102. If you reject 98, then you're coming back down to this demand, which actually could be a fantastic pullback long still to these highs right here. So I'll watch both of those ideas, both of those possibilities. Goldman Sachs, unreal. Here was our watch on Goldman Sachs over the last few days. The break and retest of 920, 920. Look at this thing. 920, daily 20, earnings, explosion. It couldn't have been written up much better than that. Highs, pull back to those highs, pull back to the daily 20, earnings catalyst, rocket ship. So what a move yesterday, and actually a catchable move because it didn't really go higher. It extended itself even after the first move. So not bad, right? If you trusted that retest and the earning strength, it's not a. It was honestly potentially a catchable move there on GS, but I didn't. 961 to 953. That's your new pullback long spot. I have an alert there. I'm looking to see if GS can pull back, hold these previous highs. That's quite nice. I would be watching that. Okay. Meta looking weak. Take a look at this Meta break and retest rejection. If the market is weak today, you could look to fade Meta underperformance. Previous lows into highs. Very nice. 624. Hood. It's probably going to be the last one we look at. Hood. 112. Massive spot here, guys. Massive spot. Hood's got to hold 112. Look at this. 112, 112, 112, 112. Look at this 112 spot. This is the floor that needs to hold. You start to reject this 112 spot, I don't think you got much down here till 102. Steezy, appreciate that, man. 10 months in the coffee fund. Thank you, man. P Moran 9. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Okay. DIA. It's just in this channel. Rob, it's just such a channel trade now, man. All right? You got your clear highs. You got your cleared sort of demand lows down here. I'd look for the higher low at 492. That's really it. That would be the only trade for me. Little pullback along 492. Turn these highs into lows right here. That's probably it. Okay. That's it. Let's look at these pullback spots on NASDAQ. 25,809. QQQ 623.50. SPY has a little bit extra room down there. And again, we did not fill the gap fully. We did not fill the gap fully. ARM is doing nothing. Guys, if you invested in ARM shares because of me, when I bought literally 50 shares of this stock, if it goes down to zero, I lose $5,000, okay? I lose $5,000 in 5 minutes on some of my options trades. If you followed me on this trade in long-term shares, I need you to understand one thing, okay? I am not looking at this stock at all. I don't even look at it. I literally could not care what it does. I have not invested money that I care to lose. I do not invest in stocks that I am scared of what it does on a daily basis. If I buy shares, I look at them maybe every 2 weeks, right? How's it doing? All right. That's it. Do not follow me on things if you are going to put your life savings on them when I am putting a fraction of my money in it. It is tremendously different, right? So, ARM, I have no idea. I'm not watching it. All I know is that I like the weekly chart, okay? And I will continue to say the same thing. I like buying ARM in this general low. Over the last year and a half, if you bought ARM between the 90 and 100 area, it did pretty well for you, right? But it also took weeks to develop. So, I am going to trust that maybe the next earnings is a potential catalyst for this to be another nice low off 90-100, and we can start to move back higher towards 177, right? Apple's another one that is doing absolutely nothing. It's sat here all week, 250, 259. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Monday, day off on the market. Enjoy yourself. Have a nice little 3-day weekend. Enjoy some time away. And don't look at your long-term portfolio. How about that? Stop looking at it. Stop looking at your long-term. Let it ride, man. I mean, it's just let it ride. Stop looking at it. Stop investing money you can't afford. Anyone that's let their stocks ride over the last 10 years has done pretty damn well. Why? Because you're at all-time highs again, right? So anyone that's bought ever you're up. Start believing in that, okay? That's the only way to make money long term. You have to somehow believe that the stock market is going to go higher because guess what? It's rigged to go higher. We all know that. It's a rigged game that goes higher. And so at some point in your life, you must believe it. Look at the stock market since inception, okay? It will go higher. There will be periods it goes lower, but overall, it's pretty damn certain that you're going to be higher. Now, time horizon is important. If you only have 2 years left to live, then maybe that's a different story, okay? But if you got 10, 20, 30 years, now we all don't know how long we have, but you know how that, you know. If you are planning on a 30-year time horizon, you're probably pretty good, right? Invest money you can afford. Don't over-leverage yourself. Buy good companies and enjoy the compounding gains. This is the way. Trading is fun. Trading is great. Trading can make you quick money, right? But long-term investing sets you up tremendously, okay? I'm telling you guys one thing, okay? I'll tell you guys something truthfully. I would not be where I am today if I did not invest my income across the jobs that I do, YouTube, running the Discord community, my trading income, all of that income that I have brought in. If I didn't invest that and be smart with it, I would not be building my house today, right? I would have no large portfolio to live on and to feel comfortable, right? These personal finance things. Just some tips for you, right? Don't go gambling all your money. If you don't have any money, don't be trading. Start building a portfolio first. Get yourself a nice, healthy portfolio to live on and to feel some kind of floor underneath you. Then you can start taking those risks. Then you can feel comfortable to start trading some riskier asset classes like options or like futures, right? Very important, right? I have a very massive, right, sort of foundation below me that keeps me confident in taking risks on a daily basis. It's very important. So focus on that. Focus on doing that first. Focus on having that. And I bet you that you will approach things more confidently because you know you have what you need to enjoy your life, right? So just some piece of advice for you guys on this Friday. That's all I have. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Peace out.